Well, good morning, my friends, and it is Monday. If I'm talking a little weird, it's because my ear is stopped up. So I'm talking a little louder than normal, and we all know I talk loud because when your ear is stopped up and you're waiting for it to break open, you can't hear yourself. But everybody is piling in, and I'm so happy about that. My goodness. Good morning, radio gods. Woohoo! Diana said, look at Teflon Dawn. We're going to be talking about Dawn today. We got some things to talk about. I think someone named Marlena has got them a little worked up. I'm going to say it right now. Now, I invited Muscles and Mascara to come up. She's been super busy and she had to reschedule a meeting. I apologize for not having a show on Friday. A lot was going on. And Kat's one of my BFFs. Not BBU, BFF. And she had a family emergency. And I felt like a real asshole going, well, I'm just going to go ahead like Candace. I'm just going to go ahead and do it without you. I will say right now, first off, I'm going to start with this. How was everyone's weekend? Stacy, it was your birthday weekend. Good morning, Susie. I've missed you. Cat's hodgepodgery. So what did everyone do this weekend? We planted some flowers, worked in the garden. Baby Kisses said, do you know how to pop your ears? It's probably from water in the shower, but if it pops your ears every day, you won't get earaches. I am so jealous of you, Shonda. I wanted to go to that concert so bad at Boone Pickens Stadium. Yes, I did. Who all was there? My friend Michelle went, and a couple of my other friends. And I tried to call you last week to see if you were going, but you missed my call, and then we were playing phone tag. Easter time. This is Holy Week. This is Holy Week. It absolutely is. I don't know how Dawn and Candace feel about that, because there is a reason that Dawn is trying to intimidate Marlena, according to her. I don't doubt her. I really don't. For many reasons. One, it would be crazy to lie. And two, Andy admitted on PG's show that he knows what Burger King she's been at. Okay? Also, our girl Can't came out of hiding and decided to tickle some pickles with her amazing videos. But let's start with telling everyone good morning. Missed you on Friday, missed you all weekend, and can't wait to get to this. Woo! I'm glad you're here. V. Oakley put me in my place. She said, tickle the yodeling pickle. You would only know what the yodeling pickle is if you're a member. If you got 8 quarters, you grab that membership and come on, because we're having a huge members live on Thursday. You won't even believe what the prize is this Thursday. But Marlena has got a lot of people talking, and I really hope she files police reports for what is being done to intimidate her to not talk. Okay? Let me go to your comments first, and then we're going to get to it. We're going to get to the short and curlies, my friends, because I'm ready. All right, here we go. From last week's show. I think we had 2 about summer last week. Leah said if Candace went to Fred Hill's, why didn't she ever go to Jody's? She lives closer. Let's talk about that. For one, Jody originally claimed when Candace was leaving the driveway, even though she told the police she was taking a walk, she said nothing to Jody. She didn't say, have you seen Summer? Nothing like that. Now, as far as her going to Fred's, I think it has to do a little something with this. Okay? Then the other nose. Fred doesn't do that anymore. Fred the newlywed. However, I think she needed a little pick-me-up. Okay? She wasn't too concerned about Summer. Dee said Marlena got a call at 4:37 p.m. saying that Summer disappeared from the swing. I heard this. The problem is the word disappeared does not sit well with me. And why on earth would you call someone that was not around? It can't make sense. It's one thing to call your spouse or to reach out to someone and say, hey, come help me find my little girl. But she's calling people that were nowhere around. Wants to get a hold of Allie. She calls Hunter, who was over in Bristol. Why? Why would she reach out to Marlena when a week before things did not end on I'd say a good ticket? Okay, my friends, that is a 4:37 p.m. We know that the 911 call came in at around 6:30 p.m. Why wait 2 hours? How long was Summer actually missing? Because by now we know it's not 10 minutes, and by now we know it's not 2 minutes. Kim Cassidy said Marlena said she was around them all the time, so she knew the way they lived and let her daughter go with them for a couple of days. Get real. I don't know. Knowing what I know now, no way in hell I wouldn't let them babysit a dying fern. Maybe at the time she didn't realize how bad it was. I don't know. It's beside the point. A lot of people are focusing a little too much on Marlena for my bellyache as opposed to what Summer grew up with. Liberty said they were all on D's. Marlena most certainly was at their house on a regular basis. At the time Summer disappeared, she lied. I don't think she lied. Let me explain this. Because the timeline fits like a glove. It fits like a glove. I'm telling you. Rita said, makes me wonder when the last time and date that DCS last seen Summer. Woo, baby. That is the question of the day. That is the question of the day, my friends. When was the last time Children's Services saw Summer? I do not believe they were there on the 14th to see Summer. And I do not believe the case was closed that day. I believe when the message came from Candace to Don, when he was working with Dudley, she told him what was up and that they were demanding to see Summer. So they knew at any point they were going to show up again. But this time they're going to have sheriff's deputies with them. And maybe a warrant from a judge to say we're getting in that damn house and we're going to see Summer Wells. What do you think? It actually makes so much more sense now. Sophia, thank you so much for the super sticker and happy Monday to you, girlfriend. Candace has been silent for quite some time. I'm sure she's talking to friends behind the scenes, but she decided to start using her channel again recently. And this is a taste of what we got. Yes, this is from Cant's channel. Stealing the content. Stealing the content.
Good morning. How is everyone?
Someone's got some things on her mind because she's sitting outside and Can went live to show everybody her Martha Stewart garden. I'm surprised she didn't talk about how she can't shit like she did the last time. Good morning, Manda. Weeping Willow said Marlena was not or is not the hero for Summer. Tell me who the hero for Summer is. I believe I said on this show, this channel back in June of 2021, after I was digging through the cast of characters, I said, you are not going to find anybody white knighting for Summer. I'm not seeing it. You're just not. If you can think of somebody, please let me know. I believe that they showed up on the 14th, hot off the presses. Because I won't say the accusation. I'm going to go ahead and say the accusation that was made. And when Can't And her darling little voice goes, "Summer ain't here. Summer ain't here." They knew they had to come back. For some reason, it couldn't be risked. I don't know. I don't live there. But we know that there had been so many close calls that they would not get emergency treatment for her. We heard the story from True. We've heard Allie's account, and some people say they're all lies, they're all lies, they're all lies. There is a huge problem when everybody is lying except for the people that haven't been cleared.
Kitty. Okay, kitty. Buddy. Yeah, go kitty, yeah.
Now she's got a bunch of damn cats around her. Got to be kidding me. Don't get me wrong, the child abuse is sickening. But on top of that, we have animals mixed in. And we know that they don't take very good care of animals. Thin Mint Girl, where you been? Tell you what, y'all keep running away. I gotta figure out how to find you. Welcome back, Thin Mint. Now she's got cats in there. Now, it was kind of put around the tube that Can't moved out. She's no longer with Donnie. I just didn't believe it for a second because she's too codependent and they have too much of what I would call a trauma bond. You see, they lean on each other for certain reasons. And I think we can see that the reasons are pretty damn sickening.
Kitty. You go, baby. Yes, you are. Oh, yeah, I got 3 of them. They're good kitties. They love to be outside and they love to be inside.
Okay, they're outside cats, is what she said. I think we heard a story. I can't verify it. Where Jose, when he was living on the hill, said that Don got mad about a kitten that was given to Summer and he fed it to one of the dogs. So when I see all these cats around her, it's pretty disgusting. Thank you so much, Diana. You are a lifesaver. Love you, love you.
Opal, good morning. I'm well. I just woke up and couldn't sleep, so I figured I'd come out here and listen to the rain for a little while. Yeah, me too. I couldn't go back to sleep either. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, I do like the rain.
This time last year, before she was explaining to everybody how constipated she is, and was drinking beef broth and almost laid a turd in her drawers, old Can't was explaining to us how the rain makes the grass grow. Here we are again. Rinse, repeat. And this is so random. When they get all worked up, They will start going live. And yes, I do believe Marlena. I do believe that her mother is not making it up, that Dawn has been driving by Marlena's mother's house. I do not believe Marlena has anything to do with the disappearance of Summer Wells. Nope, not at all. But for them to suddenly reappear after everything Marlena has been saying, sketch, sketch, sketch.
Oh, good morning from Spain. Well, I'm glad it's not raining there. You're tired of the weather? Yeah. I did love that 70-degree weather we had the other day, though. That was awesome. Oh, the rain's just pouring down here. I bet you the creek splitted the road down below the hills. Look at the snowball. Camel kitty kitty. Don't go out there, you get wet, buddy. Yeah, I complained about it being hot the other day too, and then I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna complain because it's hot out. But now we got this rain. It's kind of cool. It's about 56 now. Yeah, I got a big dog too, but she doesn't like to be in the house, so.
She said, I've got a big dog too, but she doesn't like to be in the house. No, because she had, well, one dog, I don't know if it's the same dog she's talking about, chained to a tree. No, sad day in America when a dog doesn't want to come in your house. Could you imagine? You open up the back door, it's all air conditioned in there, there's food everywhere, and the dog's like, yeah, not for me. The dog was chained to the tree. Now, I don't know if we're talking about the same dog, but this dog was chained to the tree with no doghouse. And she said, her and Donnie did that because I don't want that dog getting knocked up. And I'm like, so you chain it to a tree? How does that make sense? Rhinestone, what's up, girlfriend? Are they still living back on Ben Hill Road? As far as I can tell, they never left, except for when they went to Arkansas for a little while.
Mama dog. She's hiding in her doghouse.
Oh, now she has a doghouse. Okay, cool.
Mama dog. Yeah, she's hiding in her dog.
Now, I want y'all to follow me here, okay? Kent has not gone live on her channel in probably a year unless she's got members and just nobody is a member. I don't know. But she's back. And I think that she's just trying to look as innocent as new fallen snow, looking at the dogs and the trash in the yard, talking about mama dog out there in the rain. I don't know why you would call a dog mama dog. Most dogs have names. Showing all the damn cats in the house. Something Marlena said got them worried. Hence why Andy Bernard is showing up at all the different Burger Kings to see where Marlena is. He admitted it on PG's channel. He admitted it. Kent is now going live to show everybody the shit in her yard. I like to keep a nice yard, but you can't always keep it under control. This is what I call a Wells picnic. Okay? This is what I call a Wells picnic.
Okay. How's everyone doing this morning? Well, no, Cuckoo. Snowball.
Ilyanka said, because that dog is now literally a mama dog. I think it's the one, it could be the one that she had to go out in the woods because she heard a puppy dog out there. And I thought to myself, you can go out there to find a dog? No offense to dogs, but you couldn't for your daughter, Summer Wells. You couldn't do it for Summer, but you ran out into the woods when you're scared of bears, snakes, and coyotes. And the only reason I believe there's validity to Marlena's story is because the timeline adds up. And if we put it together with what Dudley said, it actually makes a lot of sense. Okay? It makes a lot of sense. Nobody is not going to look for their child. I don't care who you are. But she's up in the early morning hours. Just thought I'd come out and talk to you all because she's scared about what Marlena is saying. Would you be scared if it's a lie? But I do hope police reports are out and let the investigators do their damn job for once.
Oh, Snowball. Go kitty. You go kitty. Yeah, you are. Yeah, he's a good kitty. What are you doing? What are you doing, baby? You're so silly. Oh. You good kitty? Yeah, you are, aren't you? Yeah, you good kitty. Yeah, you're a good kitty. You're so silly. No, my roof hasn't blown off. It leaks a little bit, but it hasn't blown off. Oh.
Now, the question is, where is Dawn when she's doing this? Maybe we'll get a sneak peek of him coming out naked as a jaybird. But back to Ilyanka's comment. She said, because mama dog is a mama now. And back to what I was saying, I was very offended when Candace said that she went down into the woods to try to find that dog. Now, if that dog's been chained to a tree, the next litter of pups is going to resemble Don a lot, because we've heard before what he does with animals.
Oh, cat hair everywhere now. Nobody's supporting me and Donnie. It's just me and Donnie working. Nobody's supporting us. Nobody's giving us any money or nothing like that.
What an odd question to come from Candace's chat. Who is supporting you and Dawn? And she goes, nobody's supporting me and Donnie. Donnie's working. Okay. Personally, even though it's can't, I would feel a little tacky and a little rude asking a question like that. It's not anybody's business where anyone's getting money unless they're stealing it from them or they're manipulating them to get money. I will say that I know from a very reliable source that they are getting money from people. Hey, if they're pulling my leg, that's all I know.
I don't know why they're saying that. Donnie working. Nobody's supporting us. Nobody's giving us any money or nothing like that. I don't know why they're saying that. Nah, it's just me and Donnie working as a team. Nobody else is doing anything for us. We got our friends that we talk to, but like, we're not like. Oh, nobody's standing with us either. No, it's just me and Donnie standing together. I haven't talked.
Now, I want to talk about this because she's obviously irritated and she's nervous because she decided to go live and round up as much support as she can get. And she goes, nobody's standing with me and Donnie. We're just standing with each other. 1-800-TBI-FIND will definitely help you out. Hell, even Worthless Lawson and Pruitt, they'll help you out. But since you guys don't cooperate or communicate with law enforcement, what do you expect them to do? But she says right there, nobody's standing with us. So you're telling me she screwed over more people? Let's go through all the YouTube creators that have been used like Kleenex, tossed in the toilet, and stopped up the plumbing. We can go through all the YouTube creators if you want. You can think of them and put them in chat. We're not here to talk about other creators. We're not here making fun of anyone. But how many have lost their channels over the last over 3.5 years? But she says no. Her and Dawn have a united front. The united front needs to be for Summer because their united front didn't do dick off a donkey to get their 3 sons back. So their united front is as good as tea in the Boston Harbor.
Neither one of them in about 6 months, 7 months.
Hold on, what'd she say? See, she's got a lot on her mind. She's got a lot on her mind, my friends. She's up in the rain, smoking a cigarette, fucking with cats and dogs. And this all stems from Marlena and what she had to say. If it was all bullshit, we've heard Candace before say, that's a bunch of bullshit.
Nah, it's just me and Donnie working as a team. Nobody else is doing anything for us. We got our friends that we talk to, but like, we're not like. Oh, nobody's standing with us either. No, it's just me and Donnie standing together. I haven't talked to neither one of them in about 6 months, 7 months.
Okay, who the hell has she not talked to in 6 or 7 months? It's cutting out for me. Hang on.
That we talk to, but like we're not like oh, nobody's standing with us either. No, it's just me and Don standing together. I haven't talked to neither one of them in about 6 months, 7 months.
She hasn't talked to Jinkies or Day Day, to Daisy. Well, why? They gave her a lot of support. Why would she not talk to him? Why? I mean, Daisy and I do not agree on a lot of things, but I could admit that Daisy really stuck her neck out, and it looks to me, as I said a long time ago, and all of you agreed with me, or most of you if you were here, actually, you guys probably turned me on to it, that Daisy is going to get chopped off at the neck. Wolfie said, Brooks, Marlena has even brought Hunter out of the woodwork. He's been on Andrew's show for the last couple of days, not only him, but all the Wells lovers came out too. It makes you wonder. Yep, and this has all happened when Marlena started talking. It's super easy to ignore a lie, but people cannot ignore the truth. And the timeline makes way too much sense. And yes, everybody did try to tell Daisy. Everyone tried to tell her. Maybe in her heart of hearts, she thought she was doing the right thing. Same with Jinkies, who I think is a super sweet person. She went all out, man.
Yeah, right. That's true. They don't like the truth.
Okay, now she's coughing up a cum bubble and sitting there going, yeah, they don't like the truth, do they? They don't like the truth. Who doesn't like the truth? The people she hasn't talked to in 6 or 7 months? Law enforcement? Us? Who? Because there's a lot of people that want justice for Summer. Who is she being so snarky about that doesn't like the truth?
Yeah, right. That's true. They don't like the truth. Uh, I honestly couldn't tell you. Fruity Pebbles, I don't listen to nobody on YouTube. I either watch Darman videos or cops, but I don't interact with anybody that does it.
She watches cops. She watches cops. She said, I don't watch nobody on YouTube. Probably a good mental health decision. But she watches cops. OMG. You have got to be kidding me. That's a tough one for me. Okay.
The YouTube channel.
Sorry, with the rain in the background, I'm not hearing all of this, and I've tried to decipher it for days.
Uh, I honestly couldn't tell you. Fruity Pebbles, I don't listen to nobody on YouTube. I either watch Darman videos or cops, but I don't interact with anybody that does a YouTube channel.
So you're telling me she doesn't listen to White Boy Radio? I thought he was on their side. But she said it's only her and Donnie together. Well, can't, in case you're listening to this, here's your favorite song. That's her favorite show. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine.
No, we're not moving. I don't know where that even come from. Yeah, somebody said it to me, and I laughed at Donnie. I said, we were on the process of moving. I said, I didn't know that we were moving. He goes, just laughed. I said, I didn't know either. So it was kind of funny. That's very true. That's all I did is ruin our lives. Yep. Oh yeah. Fruity Pebbles, me and Donnie are together, and we're not moving. So that's the truth. I don't know where everybody heard that from or where it come from, but no, we're not moving. Why? Why would I move? Where would I go? What's the point of moving? This is our home. Hey Jess. Hey Laura. I like the rain too. I just don't like being woke up to like I guess puddles of rain everywhere. I got my three buddies right here next to me. Got Sassy Cat, got Camo, and they got Snowball. They just like to hang out. Don't you, Camel? Camel is blind, but all his other sensors work really well. Come on, buddy. Yeah. I'll let you when I go in, okay? Y'all come in when I come in. Yeah. Go in, get in the bed, and lay down for a little bit more. Yeah. And we will in a little bit, babies. Mm. Good kitty. It is peaceful out here. Hmm. We're doing it. It's okay. You're okay. This one's really scared of people. It's okay, baby. You're alright. You don't have to run. It's okay. You're good. Nobody's gonna hurt you. You're okay. It's okay. It's just me. Yeah, good kid. Yeah, there you go. Damn, I'm all crazy. Camel, you gonna play? Oh, the rain woke me up, actually. You guys gonna play? Kitty, kitty.
The rain woke her up? Bullshit. It had been raining for weeks. Raining for weeks. And I feel bad for those damn feral cats. You bet I do. I feel bad for them. Sucking up that nicotine, trying to get away from her ass. trying to kiss on those cats. And every animal she's had and kid has been taken from her or they ran away. And no, I'm not saying Summer ran away, because Josh Milton from the TBI gave an interview back in June of 2024 and said they have ruled out everything except for foul play.
What are you after, Kim? Hey, Steph. I got his love. No, I have talked to Christine on a text message and asked her how she was doing. But other than that, no.
All right, I'm going to bite my tongue almost in half right now. Miss Christine is extremely ill. And the last thing she needs is Can't talking to her. But that tells me a lot about Miss Christine's character, that she would actually reach out to someone like Candace and make sure she's okay. And that poor woman needs to rest and sleep and see her doctors. Lisa said, did she have a falling out with Daisy? I don't know. She said she hadn't talked to none of them in 6 or 7 months. But people in chat are saying, oh, she's actually been in Daisy's chat.
I have not spoke to Daisy or Jinkies. Hope you're doing good. God is love.
Okay, right there, she just said she hasn't spoke to Daisy or Jinkies. I'm going to assume on the other side of those text messages, things aren't going too well for Daisy and Jinkies, because we know that Can't is not appreciative of anybody that does anything for them. I mean, hell, she's sitting there in the rain like she's going to melt, looking at her own damn trashy yard, and won't get off her ass to go pick it up. Andy said, Brooks, did you give Candace recognition for using her video? I've only said her name 5 million times, Andy. Here, I'm going to put this down right quick, and if you want to, you come up and grab the link. I've only said her name 1.5 million times. Don't delete this person, by the way. Cotton Candy said she asked Daisy to throw the link out the other day, and then she said the link didn't work. Woohoo!
What are you guys doing?
Come on, dude, grab the link. I know who you are. It doesn't take Columbo to figure that one out.
The cats like to eat June bugs. I think that's what they're doing down there. They're eating them June bugs. What are you doing? Okay. What are you doing, buddy? Are you kitties? Meow. I have no clue to where the dogs are. One day they were here, the next day they were gone.
So the dogs are there one day, and the next the dogs are gone. Seriously? Wow. kind of like the day that Summer Wells went missing. And the dogs were all on vacation. Just gone. Probably weren't fed. Listen to that again.
Are you kitties? Meow. I have no clue to where the dogs are. One day they were here, the next day they were gone. You better get some sleep, darling. Mama dog. Mama dog's still here, but I think she's in her doghouse sleeping. Yeah, she ain't coming out.
Andy, I know you're fucking with me, and it's fine. I'm enjoying it. Brooke's saying can. No, I'm saying can't. Everyone knows who I'm talking about, and they know her channel, okay? Is not giving her recognition for her work. Do what? Now, Andy, I want you to grab that link and come on up. You don't have to show your face. But she's getting all the recognition here. The only other thing I can do is take up a collection to get her a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Would that work for you, Andy? How about that? I know you're the type of dude that pisses sitting down, but I guarantee you can grab that link and come on up.
Well, thank you, God is love. Yeah, that's what she told me. Yeah, prayer. I'm praying for her. I'm praying for a lot of people. But damn, but I'm doing the best I can. Oh, these puddles are big. I know the creek's gonna be overflowing in the morning.
Walk it up.
Well, I guess it is morning. About 7 o'clock, it'll be flooded down there.
She's worried about the creek getting flooded. Andy, Brooks, why are you getting so hostile? I thought we were having a nice conversation. Everything is fine. Just come on up. I'm not upset. I am not upset at all. She has all the credit. Everyone give a star to Can't. And there's no point in hassling anybody. We're good friends, Andy. Don't worry about it. You got bigger problems. All right, we're going to go through some things about Dawn. All right? Because he's running scared too. Hence why, according to Marlena, I have not seen a police report or any sort of evidence of the sort. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. However, Dawn has a very shady past, as we know. And I absolutely adore this woman's work. And yep, she gets full credit. It's called Criminal. I ask you guys all the time to support these, I hate the word, but these creators. Give them a like, give them a nod. Because the fact that Dawn is doing some sort of recon and harassing, according to Marlena, her mother, and Andy is keeping tabs on what Burger King Marlena's at, I think it's pretty sick.
The child's parents, Don Wells and Candace Bly, are not cooperating.
I always knew that something was going to happen to something.
We had such a great love for each other.
I think she knew something too.
not cooperating.
I have 7 alibis.
Finder and
Candace ain't got none. She's going down. But she was sexually active at a very young age. And I wasn't going around asking for her driver's license or whatever. She wanted to touch me at first.
And what's the age difference when you're 5, if you remember?
He'd be 12, about 12, I think, 12, 13.
Okay.
I was a 12-year-old boy. I didn't know any better. I'm sorry that I did not know any better.
So you were 5.
Yeah, 5.
You know, whatever, which I know is bad and I know it was wrong and I should have known better, but that little girl was sexually active, but it's not exactly all my damn fault.
The only thing I learned anything from was looking at damn dirty magazines, and that portrayed a pretty bad stuff. So if you're going by that kind of stuff, you're screwed up.
So we kind of had a relationship when we were younger. Yeah, I was a bit older.
When I was about 6, well, it was more 6 to 7 is when he started the more aggressive abuse.
She started this shit. She done this to me.
Coming into my...
Okay, I have a question for all my friends here. Good morning, I see you. Chrissy, no, we're not going to block anybody. We want all the people here for summer. We really do. I know you get hot with the thumbs, girl. You get hot with the thumbs. He can come on panel anytime. I want you to think with your logical brain, which every one of you have. Andy just said you can't believe everything you hear. I got it. Now listen. Think. Is everyone lying? Except the people that won't cooperate with the police. Law enforcement are the only ones that can help in these cases. Breaking news! Breaking news! They are the only ones that can get warrants, get the DA involved, get things to a level to where eventually there will be a judge and a jury. So is everyone lying except for the people that won't cooperate with the only people that can help them? You tell me, because you all are judge and jury here.
And he's 13 at this point.
Yeah, 13, 14 by then.
And don't think I didn't ever wake up in my bed or in my bed trying to get down my pants before. Don't think that hasn't ever happened.
Anyway, just it was every night, practically.
How old were you? You know, I don't know.
Tara Hill said, "So believe the liars?" That'd be a great title for a show. Are we supposed to believe the people that keep saying they're lying, they're lying, they're lying, they're lying, they're lying, they're lying? Or how everything points back at the people that are screaming, they're lying, they're lying, they're lying, they're lying. And the only one that can bring charges is that damn DA. That, for whatever reason, doesn't do it. We know he could have gotten them on animal abuse. We know he could have gotten them on child endangerment. Hell, they signed the kids over to the state of Tennessee CPS didn't take him to go to the damn water park. We know there was something going on there to take the boys. We have a very weak DA, and that makes me sick at my stomach. It's going on in other cases too.
Oh, maybe 15, I don't know.
And how old was she?
I don't know. She was a lot younger than me.
And how long did that go on?
I don't know. For a little while, whatever.
I know I've done wrong. Yeah, I did wrong. Yes, I admit that.
Right.
But there was times where Jeannie played along too.
Tried to apologize to her, but she's not accepting an apology.
I'm very sorry.
I mean, by this is your apology?
No, there's not no apology. I'm telling you, I'm the victim. I'm sorry that I did not know any better.
Why would I didn't think it was right.
When I was about 10 or 11,
Okay.
he went to prison for close to 2 years. I woke up to him doing stuff to me, and I wasn't going to have it anymore. I'd had these 2 years of freedom from him. So I went right into my parents' room, flipped on their light, and I just said it right out. And my mom was really mad, and he wanted to press charges. And my dad he really downplayed it. He didn't think it was a big deal. And so my dad told her, if you press charges, then we're getting a divorce.
It's just like when what?
You don't have enough fingers and toes to count the victims. Obviously, Summer is numero uno, okay? Numero uno. And Andy is a real douche canoe for sitting in chats when it's being stated right on a public platform that he was giving substances to Candace. Again, you don't have enough fingers and toes to count the victims of these people. You just don't. And yes, Summer is number one. Look at all their friends or ex-friends they've taken advantage of. Don't even get me started on the animals.
What happened with him and me and his two friends?
That me and my buddies was chasing her around. We was all playing, and she fell down. I helped pick her up, and I accidentally ripped her shirt a little bit when I was helping to pick her up. I was trying to help her get off the floor because she fell down, and that's as far as it went. And I told them guys, hey, man, enough. She's down on the floor. She's thinking we're serious, trying to do something to her when we wasn't,
Yeah, they meant to probably rape you or something.
Well,
but I saved your ass. But
for my
you go ahead and tell them. Yeah, I was there. I remember. So, you're going to turn it into a bad thing because I saved you. I thought it was kind of like a game or whatever.
And I ripped her shirt a little bit when I was helping to pick her up.
I think my dad always felt.
Andy, I'm sure you're working hard for the money. He works hard for the money. He works hard for the money, so you better treat him right. Unless it's Shark Week and Jody Sue's on her period. We have some questions for Andy. Andy, why would she say those things? Retaliation? Why y'all hooked up again? Getting all nasty with each other.
Felt like maybe an obligation to him. I don't know. Donnie has a way of making people feel sorry for him.
I'm the victim to my stepsister.
Okay.
I'm the victim.
Right, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hey, at least I admitted to my part.
Good job.
But
Congratulations.
they don't want to admit to their part. I was a little kid, and so were they.
My dad was very upset that I went in and pressed charges against him for doing that to me. And then made my mom take me back to the police station 2 days later and drop everything.
No, there is no victim statement from her. I have a victim statement from Mary, and I have a victim statement from Jeannie. No others. There were two. You don't know.
I do, though. And I know that there's a third victim statement.
There are no other victims. You're lying.
No, you're lying, Don. You are.
What about the third one? Put that in context.
The third one really didn't say nothing.
Well, she said something really, because they talked to you about her.
That's why I don't want to mention her name.
Let's talk about Rhonda.
I don't know no Rhonda. Where the you get her name like that?
Well, she's on your victim list.
No, she's not.
You want to bet?
There is no Rhonda in my victims list. That's a lie.
I did hear the chat the other day from Don, and I just wanted to let him know I'm alive and well, and I am number 3 that did sign the complaint. I am the one that sent in the papers, and him saying he doesn't remember is extremely hurtful. That something that he did is that unimportant. It's that unimportant to him that he can't even remember it.
That was it. There was 3 statements. The police called me when I was in jail from Utah. I laughed at them. Then I started yelling at them. After they read me all 3 statements.
I had two signed statements against me. That was it. There weren't 7, there weren't 10, there weren't whatever.
Was there 3
there
or
was
not?
2.
All 3 of them.
Yes, sir.
Only his birthday is a month from mine, Rhonda. His birthday is 11/14 of 64. So yeah, you guys are 7 years apart, 6.5, 7 years apart, something like that.
So he was over the age of 8.
We have another question from the chat. Is Andy and Jody splitting up really fake and used to help in a cover-up? Ooh. And is Jody really flooded? And I mean with rainwater, not your secretions. Because y'all seem to mend fences real quick. Good morning, Dee.
Then.
Yeah, he was 19. Yep.
And you guys were 12.
Yes, Jeannie and I were 12 at the time.
And there was a third one that didn't really say anything.
What was the third?
I'm not going to miss it.
And you were spending the night over there.
I did. Jeannie and I are cousins, and I spent the night over there, and that's when Donnie came in.
And he victimized you as well as probably others that we just don't know about.
Oh, the way it was such not a big deal to him. I'm sure it was anybody that he could get his hands on.
There's a lot of reasons for certain people to be running scared. There's many reasons. We heard Kant earlier in the show say that her and Donnie are basically one united front. That they're supporting each other and no one else is supporting them. Again, 800 TBI find. You're going to find a lot of support there if you cooperate. Okay?
Parents Don Wells and Candace Bly are not cooperating.
I always knew that something was going to happen to someone.
We had such a great love for each other.
I think she knew something too.
Not cooperating.
I have 7 alibis.
Finder and
Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
What about this other person you mentioned, Tish? What's her name?
Her daughter's name was Trish, and the last time I seen her, she was just a little girl.
Oh yeah, he always was making me sit on his lap all the time, and my grandpa, he would get out of prison, and my grandpa would make me hug him, and at some point, I finally, I guess, was old enough to have my own voice, and I started saying no, and you know, I don't think that it went any further than him just touching me over the clothes or anything, because thankfully my mom was always there.
This is an incident that happened July 20th, 2006. You see it. He got arrested for burglary. On July 20th, 2006, at 12:39 a.m., we were checking 2 juveniles in the area on trail dust and broils. They drew our attention to a suspicious male in the driveway. I then observed a white male, later identified as Donald Wells. When Wells observed us pointing to his location, he walked to the front of the van, which was facing the garage, and crouched down behind it out of sight. Due to Wells's demeanor and the fact that he kept sticking his hands into his pockets, Officer Lindaberry obtained consent to search Wells's pockets. During the consent search, Lindaberry located a pair of red panties in Wells' right front pants pocket. Wells initially advised that the panties were from his wife, who resides at the West End, but then corrected himself, stating that they were his girlfriends. During the interviews, Wells admitted that he had entered the garage and took the panties from...
Okay. Personally, I don't want to take nobody's drawers, if you know what I mean. I put up a sample of the pants that he got, okay? I have a feeling the neighborhood he was in, they weren't exactly thongs, all right? But he used them for something else, all right? It gets worse.
From the laundry room. He said he was going to use the panties to, and there is the word, people. I'm not even going to say that word. He was going to use the panties to, at a later time. And he also advised that she had a ride home the night before and found Wells prowling around her residence. Wells prowling around the residence. Beatty said that she told Wells that she wanted him to leave her property and did not come back. Beatty said that she did not know he was outside and that he did not have permission to be on the property.
He was always, you know, cruel to animals and stuff when we were growing up. He used to take firecrackers and tie them to our little poodle's tail and light them.
These dogs don't mean shit. They're stupid as fuck. They're lucky I don't. Never mind.
And then also, you know, there was one time that I caught him in the bedroom with her, you know, which was not a good situation.
Man, these dogs are so stupid. They don't know when to bark, and they don't know shit. And they sure as hell ain't gonna fight off nobody. They're gonna run like little bitch ass dogs like they are.
Use dogs like up there. Like what would they do?
Well, I do know that.
Okay, back to the dogs. We're off of panties now. We know why he stole the panties, and we know what he was going to do with them. He was probably doing something with the woman. He was probably in there because he knew where to get some money or some rugs. I mean, who knows? It's not part of the police report, so can't really go into that. But when he said these dogs are too stupid, hold on. Stupid dogs bark like nothing's going on. They'll howl at the sun thinking it's the moon if they're that stupid.
They must have kicked one and the butt fell out or something. The butt fell out? Something like that. But I think they killed him and threw him over the some embankment.
You have to understand, they're stupid as fuck.
They also had a cat, and they wanted to cut the leg off of a cat that got chewed up by one of the dogs, the one that got killed.
They're lucky I don't. Never mind.
I confided in I think I was about 7 or 8. Was 3 years older than me, I believe. But I did talk to her about what was going on with him. She told me that he did the same thing to her and that he couldn't help it. I said, well, let's go tell. I want to tell. And I, because I had somebody there that was going through it. And she said, no. She said, if we tell, Kelly will beat the crap out of him.
Which was his stepdad.
And, I was so excited, but then so let down at the same time. And I asked her, I said, well, why does he do it? And she said, well, he can't help it. It's not his fault. He can't help it.
And here we are today now with a case file put together, and there were a total of 7 women that came forward from the initial Jeannie and Mary. So 5 more women. And there are more, right, Mary? I mean, we're not talking about, just...
Yeah,
we know there are more.
Yeah, there's others within our family that I have personally talked to, and they won't come forward. I don't know if they're scared or they just don't want any of the, anything to do with that. But there's like 3 other family members that I've talked to personally that they will not come forward, but they told me personally that they were accused by Donnie.
Her daughter's been raped several times by people. My daughter was raped by my first wife's son. As soon as she turned 18, he raped her on her 18th birthday. But she didn't go crying. She don't go crying and for all attention and blah, blah, blah. She dealt with it. I got to give my daughter props on that.
Okay, let's go back to that for a second. This is what we're dealing with. He's talking about his daughter being raked on her birthday. And he gave her props because she didn't run off crying. Speculation only. Was somebody close to him a threat to him? That he thought somebody close to him might run off crying? We don't give props to people that take SA like a champ.
birthday. But she didn't go crying. She don't go crying and for all attention and blah, blah, blah. She dealt with it. I got to give my daughter props on that.
Props. Props. Props is what he said. And there's more. What kind of parent turns a blind eye to abuse? And then when a child goes missing, wants the world, or I'll just say even just Hawkins County, to show up in their defense? Yes, it is more important to find the child and to protect the child as opposed to worrying about what they've got going on in their life. And we already know what they have going on. Okay? I will give Jody Sue some credit. Okay? Because a lot of people have said, well, she certainly protected her kids. Just like in the Harmony Montgomery case. People will say, well, Kayla Montgomery, she certainly made sure her kids were okay. You should make sure your kids are okay. Even if you have to make a deal with the devil and say, I got to figure out what to do to keep my kids safe. But if you know about other kids, it's time to sit down with someone and say, this is what's going on, to prevent a tragedy. The elevator does not go all the way to the top with a few of these people.
The child's parents, Don Wells and Candace Bly, are not cooperating.
I always knew that something was going to happen to someone.
We had such a great road to each other.
I think she knew something too.
Not cooperating.
I have 7 alibis.
Finder and
Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
And the reason that I wanted to do this interview, and initially me coming forward, was just in hope, that to find Summer. It's just when I found out she was missing, I got to tell you, I just started crying, and I just felt like they needed to know, and obviously I did. I called TBI.
I was on a road trip quite a ways from home, and I heard it on the radio. And it was like I had to pull over and stop, and it just brought back every single memory. And it's amazing that I had put that so far behind me, and then just hearing that on the radio, the fear, just what did he do to her? He did that knowing he very well could get caught because there were so many people in the house. And I'm sure he knew my dad very well and knew that wouldn't have been tolerated. Mm-hmm. Imagine what he did to his own kids when there was nobody else in the house watching him, when he had no fear of getting caught. It's the way he thinks it's no big deal, and he was just I don't know what happened with Summer, but he has something to do with it. I'm 100% positive.
In summer, she had this long dress on, and she was doing flips in it, and you could see she had like this crusty on her.
Well, just the fact of his hand and his position of where he.
Listen, y'all. Actually, I'm going to do the breaking news music. I'm going to send Jay. I'm going to put the link up for you real quick. Oh, wrong link. Give me a second. I'm going to put the link up for you, Jay, if you want to come up, because I know what you're referring to. Not to put you on the spot. I'm going to do the breaking news music, and we're going to have a real bone crusher. Well, hey, two Boston moms. I didn't mean to miss you. How you doing, girlfriend? There is enough speculation wouldn't get a donkey off. But there are enough eyewitnesses that Dan Armstrong could have done something a very long time ago. We have another case that I beat my head against the wall and I'm like, hold on. You have a probable cause. You have suspects. Why are you sitting there with your thumb up your nose or somewhere else? All right, Jay is coming up.
How you doing?
Hey, Jay, you okay?
Yeah, sure am. Thank you.
Well, how's it going today in your neck of the woods?
Well, I'm just hanging out, taking a day easy. I'm been working on a car, so I'm just resting today.
Good for you. What's wrong with your car?
I bought a Mustang GT about 2 weeks ago, and I'm restoring it.
Ooh, that is hard work. So first,
Yeah.
let me pick your brain. What do you think happened to Summer? Speculation only, opinion only, allegedly only.
Well, somewhere between when they were at taking the boy home, I'm not going to mention his name. And then after that, I don't know. Something happened right then. I think she was gone that afternoon. I think she passed away.
Yeah. Do you think it's somewhat people speculate like some sort of dry drowning? A lot of people are experts on dry drowning since, it's been said. Or do you think there's a little more to it than that? Some people have speculated maybe he was in the hot car too long and, you know.
Well, it took me about 11 months to sit down. I wrote the song about her, and I struggled with it for about 30 days.
Well, go ahead and sing it.
Oh, I'm not a singer, solo singer. I'd sing harmony, but I can't sing it. But I hired a company up in Massachusetts to put it down for me, and I selected how I wanted it arranged and everything. And I started out with a male singer, and then about a day later, I changed it. I called him back, and I said, "We got to get a female to sing this song." And I think it turned out great.
Can you just read the words?
I mean, it's on my YouTube channel, and people can go to hear it. I mean, you could pull it up and play it if you want to. It's fine with me.
Can you put it in private chat so I can find it?
I can.
Thank you.
How am I going to do that?
Let me see. You just go to private chat. It should be over at the left-hand side, or I'm sorry, right-hand side for you. And you can just put your link in there, and we'll hear the song. So, what were you saying to Andy when you said, almost 4 years? How's it going? And no, I don't think you have anything to do with Summer Wells' disappearance.
Yeah, well, I definitely don't. I've been with the case now for 4 years, and I was with it back in June when it first started. A lady from Instagram talked to me while I was in Instagram, and she mentioned something about that case. Of course, everybody was worried about Gabby Petito at the time.
Uh-huh.
And she asked me if I would be willing to stay with her and work as like a teammate and see if we could put our heads together and just sort of follow this. And I said, well, I'll have to look into it and go watch things and see what's going on, because I don't know what you're talking about. And then I stayed with her that whole time, and it started getting worse. The case started getting worse. I thought they were going to find the girl within a couple of days. And then I started listening to some of the alibis, and the timelines didn't make any sense. And then I started seeing what kind of environment she lived in. She lived in a pretty rough environment.
Right.
And I thought, man, this isn't adding up. I just didn't feel like that things were going to turn out like I hoped it would. And now we can't even find her. We don't even have a clue where she's at, what happened, anything. Still, after all this time, I thought someone would have come forward by now.
And it's not like no one has looked. I'm not talking about sticking your head out the door and yelling for a kid. We're talking significant equipment looking for her.
Oh, it was a lot of people, and some good teams were turned away for some reason. And I thought that was kind of weird that, you know, the team out of Texas, I think they had a little trouble trying to get in there.
Well, they said they didn't want volunteers. They wanted a military type grid search where people are shoulder to shoulder and they're looking straight down.
Well, I mean, there were a lot of people that were walking and looking straight down at the time. I mean, the fields were full. It showed a lot of activity. I thought it was one of the biggest search rescues that I've ever heard or seen.
Well, what I read was the biggest search in Tennessee at the time was for Holly Bobo. And of course, things get more expensive as we know as time goes on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, next thing you know, you'll buy a can of green beans and, you know, used to be 10 cents and now it's 62 cents, you know, that type of thing.
You know, that was Dolly Parton's niece. Is that right?
Not that I know of. No.
The Holly Bobo? I thought Dolly Parton was related to her.
No, I don't think so. I have never. And then they said it was Summer Wells. And according to Seth Rogers, Sebastian's case is actually the most expensive search. But I mean, I don't know. They don't give me their checkbook, so I don't know who got, you know, the most money spent on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, it's just a mystery. That's all I can say. If everybody wants to ask me what my opinion is about it, it definitely is a mysterious situation. I can't add it up. I'm sorry. I come up with nothing every time. I think, well, here's really the reason. I don't think anybody knows but a couple of people.
For sure. Let me read this to you.
Okay.
This was from June of 2024, Investigation Division, Josh Melton from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. He said that the TBI has yet to find evidence concluding that Summer was abducted or she ran away, and they believe foul play. Because she's a child, so it's not like she grabbed her keys and got in her car and said, I'm never coming back.
Right. Well, I mean, whoever knows, even if it's just one person, I don't know if it's going to be a few years from now, they're going to finally just say this is enough, or they're never going. I wish that whoever it is that has the idea what happened would just finally say, you know what, this little girl deserves a better ending here by being quiet about it. I've had enough. I'm gonna tell what's going on. That's what I hope for.
You would hope somebody would say something, because one day they got tons to say, and the next day they couldn't say anything. They couldn't say shit if they had a mouth full of it.
Right. Right. Well, I don't know how it's going to end. I hope I live long enough to find out the answer. I don't know. You know, I still got a few years, lot of years left, but I hope I find out before I take my last breath, because I'm curious to find out what happened to her. That's how long I'm going to stay with her.
All right, let's go through this and you tell me what you think.
Okay.
And you could see she had like this crusty on her.
But just the fact of his hands and his position of where he has it on her body, it would throw you off. Like, you would look, if you're a parent, you would look at it and be like, but wait a minute, I don't hold my child like that. Why is he doing it? You know? So it was something off about that.
And I would ask him, I was like, did Daddy?
And here's another problem. Well, not just with this case, but many other cases. You know, when you stick your neck out there, people want to, I'll say when you stick your toe in the water, they want to find a shark to bite it off. I thought it was extremely brave of my friend Justin in ICU to put out Jose's interview because you could, in my opinion, you could tell he was genuine. You could tell he felt bad. And the things he said just really hit me to my core. What did you think?
What I don't understand though, if he had that knowledge, why didn't he call somebody, the authorities or something, and try to get someone to help him and try to get it stopped? Or anyone that saw anything that acted or looked not right. Why didn't they get, somebody else out involved that would be able to handle that and do something about it?
Well, the
I don't
same
know.
with Marlena. Okay,
All
Marlena,
right.
people were really mad at her, saying, "Why would you leave your kids there?" When people speak in hindsight, it's because they've had time to think about it. Like when you're watching the movie Jaws
Yep.
on 4th of July weekend or whenever, lays, during the week, and
Right.
you're screaming, "Get out of the water, bitch! You're going
Right.
to get eaten." Okay. There's a difference between being in the movie and watching it from the outside.
Yeah. Well, I never stuck my toes in the ocean after that movie for a long time. I'm going to be honest with you.
Hell, I
I
could
mean,
barely take a bath. I was a
scared
little
the crap out of me.
And also, you have all these people that believed that Child Protective Services were already involved.
Well, didn't they got a heads up phone call right about that time that week saying, "Hey, look, I hate to tell you this, but this is coming at you guys like real fast." And why did they warn the family? Why
Well,
did they do that?
I mean, from what I understand, my conversations with a couple of people is when the domestic call was made in October of 2020,
Uh-huh.
showed up. Candace said actually she was drunk and none of that stuff ever happened. That kind of went away. Don, in his own words, tried
Yeah.
to explain it. However, when Marlena's daughter was up there and Grandis, for whatever reason, because Marlena doesn't totally explain that, brought her back. And don't think it's because she's an ornery child or she was making a mess, because that wouldn't bother them. All right?
Right. Right.
CPS shows up on that Monday, the 14th. That's the day that Dawn fires Dudley. Summer goes missing on Tuesday, and Dawn tells Clyda that they were supposed to be coming back, CPS, on the 16th. Well, what's the big deal?
If there was anything going on, he wouldn't have to have anything to worry about. But he was worried about a lot of things because a lot of things started happening real fast.
I guarantee. I guarantee. And things start unfolding and unfolding and unfolding and unfolding. And I just think it all lays with the DA right now.
Yep.
Her, she's like, she would just like make a pouty face and shit. She wouldn't say nothing.
I could say just one harsh word to her and she would break down. I'd have to apologize to her 10 times over. All I remember is when I woke up is her feet and her foot being under me, kind of,
Did she wake up?
I was kind of laying on her foot a little bit and stuff, and I was like, my back,
I remember her being there and I covered her up a little bit or whatever and left. And she sleeps just right between me and Mom every night,
And we were up there one time.
Let me pause this for a second. And I'm going to show you what I think the problem might have been, considering Don said over and over and over and over he's not going back to jail, or he knows what prison's like.
Yep.
In Tennessee, a third felony conviction, especially for a serious offense, can lead to significant enhanced penalties, including potentially life in prison without parole, The three strikes law mandates harsher sentences for repeat offenders, and specific violent offenses can trigger life sentences without parole. Furthermore, persistent felony offenders, meaning those with 3 or more Class A or B convictions, also face significantly increased sentencing. The law applies to certain violent offenses and mandates life imprisonment without parole. And so I think we can do the math. You know, Jay?
Yeah, he had a feeling that it was the end for him if he didn't do something drastic.
Mm-hmm. And there seems to be some other sins on Ben Hill Road by certain people.
They were drinking and crap, and he took all her clothes off, and he had boxers on, and he was just holding her naked. And then they went downstairs, and Candace was like, "Yeah, because Donnie sleeps naked, and I had to put a cover over him."
Well, sometimes me and Candace fought. You know, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Our marriage ain't perfect. We fight. Stupid bitch.
Who's the lady that's talking right there?
Which one, Jay?
The one that just described what happened with what was going on right there about 30 seconds ago. Who was that telling that?
That is Allie's daughter, True.
Okay.
He took all her clothes off, and he had boxers on, and he was just holding her naked. And then they went downstairs, and Candace was like, "Yeah, because Donnie sleeps naked, and I had to put a cover over him."
Well, sometimes me and Candace fought. You know, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Our marriage ain't perfect. We fight. Stupid bitch.
They just seen that. They just seen you punch me in my throat.
Whatever. One thing I know about Summer is she would say, "Stop. Stop. Hey, let's get along."
And so he used a old trick to where he would ask you to say stop. Is that correct?
Yes.
Stop.
Because
Okay,
I said,
hold up. I'm using Summer's words. Stop.
Well, I have to take a shower every night because I work in drywall.
Right.
So I'm like, get your little punk asses in here, and we'd all rinse off together real quick. You know, I don't want my little girl with freaking candy all over her sleeping next to me. You know, and plus she ain't gonna sleep good unless she's clean. I did it out of love.
how big is your shower?
I mean, it's like one of them, you know, I don't know, it's not that big. It's kind of hard to fit. I've had every one of my kids in there with me. They're all of them, all 4 of them plus me.
We had such a great love for each other. She loved me, and I don't know why I've never had someone love me that much in my life. And so it's been awesome, you know, between me and her. And
she loved me unconditionally. She loved me more than nobody has loved me like my daughter has, except for God himself.
God don't love you that much, Don. So, I mean, as we're putting things together, hey, Sal, what's up? Mind you, these are just clips put together.
Right.
But he insists that everything was kosher between him and Summer. Hey, Pamela Tate, you'll have to go back to the beginning to watch, honey. He has there's a reason that the boys were left alone on Tuesday, June 15th. Summer, who normally sleeps till noon or 1 and was left alone with the boys many times, had to be woken up and taken with Candace that day when she took her mom to the hospital.
Yep.
It wasn't a doctor's appointment, but to the hospital to have her plastic knee looked at.
Right.
And again, Candace does not care about anyone. We see her throw people away left and right, left and right. But the day after CPS comes to the house on the 14th, we are led to believe that she wakes up with all this stress going on, knowing they can show up at any time to check for Summer again. But
Yep.
she goes, "Oh, Mother, I must take you. Mother, I must take you to the hospital. Mother, I must have your knee checked out. Mother, Mother, please. Mother, please. You must come with me now. Mother, please." And Dawn today took the Subaru. "I must take your truck, which is harder for you to get into, but Mother, we must go. We must go. And I'm going to dump your ass in the waiting room. I'm going to go pick up Hunter, and Allie hates my ass.
Yep.
We are going to spend all this time." And then that afternoon, Summer disappears. Can someone not put that together for me? Jay, can you help me?
Well, I mean, the kids were there at home. If someone knocked on the door, if they were coming for Summer, I mean, wouldn't the kids? I know she told them don't open the door, but we didn't listen to our parents like that most of the time. We'd probably open the door.
Nobody's home. So obviously, let's think about this. The boys were not the issue, or they would not have been left at home alone, knowing CPS was coming back.
That's right. That's right.
Hell. No way in hell. And you go swimming, and you go to the hippie house, and you go to the grocery store, then you go and you try to patch shit up with Allie, and you make all these phone calls when Summer goes missing to people that couldn't possibly know where Summer's at, but you deny help from your neighbors. You don't even alert the neighbors.
Right.
Until time was getting tight.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of movement going on about 3 o'clock all the way up until about 5 o'clock. About 2 hours there. She was all over the place. She says, "Watch Summer," because I'm going here. But I think she left the property. I think she went somewhere for a while. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, when Don was talking to Cher, he said that TBI told him to get her down on her timeline, meaning Candace.
Right.
Well, you better.
That's
because
right.
Her said that her back was turned and Summer walked out when she was pouring her cereal. Then she said something about doing dishes. Okay. And she just walked out the back door. And then suddenly the boys are telling the police that they just saw her walk out the back door. And then it switches to her and her mom are out there playing Better Homes and Gardens. And that she rushed down to the basement and Summer just wasn't there with a locked door.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
It just blew my mind.
Yeah.
You know, to love an asshole like me, but she loved me.
Candace was jealous of that little baby.
Why though? Why would?
Because that baby was getting Donnie's attention.
And I don't know why she was just so attached to me like that. I've never had anything like that happen to me before, and I was just so thankful. You know, I was just, I thank God. You know, so I've never had anybody love me like that.
And when I had her, I parade her around like, yeah, this little girl is my girl, and she loves me. Ha ha ha. You know, now I don't have that.
Y'all don't understand. Everybody thinks that, oh, poor Summer, poor Summer. Well, Summer loves her daddy.
He said that. He goes, everyone keeps saying, poor Summer, poor Summer, poor Summer. Well, Summer loves her fucking daddy, is what he said. Well, then you get out there and you look for her. Because the first thing he did was look in the shed. Then he rolled up. I still think he was hiding in the tool shed when Chris McDonough was there. That's just an opinion. Nothing, there's nothing to back it up. It's just an opinion, just the thoughts in my mind. What do you think, Jay?
I mean, it's been talked about. I didn't see him in any of the videos. I watched the footage and maybe try to get a glimpse of him hiding behind the corner of the shed or something, you know, where he'd make a mistake and expose himself. But I don't know. I don't know where he was at. I wish I did.
Now, do you know them personally?
I tried to contact him at first on Facebook, and I did communicate with Don. And I was trying to help him just, you know, get through some things at first. I don't really know why I decided to try to get in touch with him, because he wasn't talking to too many people. But for some reason, I got a chance to just say, "Listen, man, you know, this is bigger than what you're saying, and it's bigger than what people want to know. But you know, something's got to happen here, and things have got to change, because it's just not right for all this time. This little girl's suffering out there if she is alive." And that's what I said to him, if she is alive. And everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden he copped the attitude on everybody, and I tried to get back with him during that time again and stay in contact with him, just to, you know, sort of be a listening ear for him. But I didn't hear from him ever again. That was it. He really did cut everybody off.
Well, you're lucky, because he's such a pleasure to talk to. He really is. He's such
Well,
a pleasure to talk to.
Well, I didn't know much about him at first, so I was lucky. I didn't have a lot of feelings I do now. But that's just how it goes, man. Some people are just messed up like that. I just can't believe a dad would treat a little girl like that. I mean, even at that young of an age, I have a daughter. I raised her, and I love my daughter, but it never went to an obsession like feeling. That's what I got. I thought he was just too obsessed, you know, towards his daughter more than you know, come on, man. I mean, that's going overboard. And I didn't know why.
Yeah, I think I can help you with that.
Okay.
I am not going to promote a crime or pick out a crime or speculate a crime, because at this point we just know that the TBI has said they can't rule out foul play. That's all we know. However, it seems his obsession was for not going to jail. His own words.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I guess that'd be probably what he was worried about then.
And that's based on what he said. Stacy, I love you. She's been a member for 30 months. Jay, become a member. Come on, dude.
Hey, I'm not even a member to myself. I got a channel, but I mean, I don't even. I'm one of those tightwads. $1 is $1, and I don't know why, but I would like to be a member. I never have, not even anyone,
You can
and
try.
I don't know why.
We have a big members live on Thursday. If you guys are, you guys are going to be missing out if you're not here for the members live on Thursday. I'm telling you.
And only members can hear that, right?
Yeah, it's just fun for all of us to get together and, you know, don't have any trolls or anything come on.
Yeah.
Not that you're a troll. I don't mean you.
I wish I knew who would buy a kid. I wish I knew that.
I remember many times throughout my life, girls hitting on me. I've been to places in California where I've been to some places where there were little kids, where people were trying to sell these little kids.
You know, Tyler, where would you even look? Well, I asked the police this, and they were just dumbfounded.
Yeah, well, there's all kinds of places that you can look, but you know.
I even asked them if I could pose as a sicko for them and see what we'd come up with. They're like, "Oh no," but
He told Chris McDonough that he would pose as a sicko and help him.
Man.
I knew 4 to 5 months prior that something was going to happen this summer because an angel told me.
Did you think she would be kidnapped?
never, not like that.
Okay.
No.
I hope this is over soon, and I hope they find her. And
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna.
yeah.
This is gonna be an ongoing fucking thing, you know. And there's nothing we can do about it.
You can't be mad at law enforcement either, because they was thinking the same things that you told that everybody else was, and we've all been down that road. I even remember questioning to myself at one point.
Do you want to see this person in prison?
Okay, before I get to this, I'm going to tell you right now, I've never been down that road. And Dawn is like, but we've all been down that road. No, I have never been hormonally attracted to a child. Nope, never. It's normally like, go get something to eat and get on your bike type of thing,
Yeah, normal.
But he said, we've all been down that road.
No, we
Now,
haven't.
that, I mean, does that does not, that would turn anyone's stomach. He said his sister, who was 5, came on to him.
Yeah.
And he said that he was going to pose as a sicko. How would you do that? Let me say, let's say Tulsa PD asked me to pose as a sicko. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be sitting there ordering coffee or at this time of day, or saying, hey, what's going on? That type of thing. I don't know the sicko talk.
I'm just wondering who are the people that he hangs around with? What are they acting like? I mean, he can't be alone, I would think. I mean, he's got to have some friends that are acting kind of weird.
I don't know if I could do that, to be honest with you. It just depends on all the circumstances, you know. Somebody has hurt her, probably, maybe out of her, probably killed her.
What do you think should happen?
I have to leave it to God, you know, and I know what prison's like.
Yeah.
There's nothing about it. They're not gonna find her.
Yeah.
She's being treated somewhere or dead. I don't know which. And I have mercy for anybody who's in prison. And because of all the pressure and YouTube and the TV shows and everything else, they probably wanted to get rid of the evidence and they probably killed her.
Do you think you're going to be the person in the end that gets in trouble for someone?
Oh, it's very possible. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No one would say that. No one in their right, God-given mind would say, oh, it's possible. Oh, it's possible they'll come after me. No way, because the evidence has to lead to.
Yeah. It's just a strange case. I'm bothered by it a lot because it just, you never know what's going to come up, and you're going to hear or see that somebody finally post or something you missed. It's just a strange case. It bothers me. There's times I lose sleep over it. I'm not kidding you. I just can't believe sometimes what I hear and what I find out. That's the hard part, because it's been all this time and it just keeps coming at you. And you think, well, that'll be the last I have to worry about hearing something like that. And then something else comes up, you know. It's just sad to find out.
I mean, once it comes to fruition, it's going to be beyond sad. That is not right. Love the kitty cat picture. Said Brooks, why are you so hard on the trolls? I'm not. I always put the link down and say, if you want to come up, you can come up.
Yeah.
I mean, Jay's not a troll. I mean, Jay's here and we're having a conversation. If you want to come up, you can come up.
Right.
I mean, hell, I'll give you till lunchtime. Come on up. We're here for Summer Wells. We're damn sure not here for somebody that wants to make trouble. So back to my point of reason. something stirred up Dawn and Candace in the last week or so since, Marlena's been speaking out.
Yeah.
Know that Andy Bernard went to, he knows what Burger King's Marlena's at. According to Marlena, Dawn has been driving around her mother's house. Okay. Dawn's not that adventurous, so he's not going to troll the Burger King parking lots.
Yeah.
But suddenly, Kent comes out of hiding. Odd to me that this is what she put out first.
I think he's trying to find a place to land. We don't know what's going on, but there was an accident or something down there on Beach Creek, right below our property. It's cold out. We got a helicopter trying to land. We ain't got no place to land.
She's scared shitless.
Was she lighting up a cigarette there?
Oh, of course. She is scared shitless. So they're up there on 110 Ben Hill Road. And no, I'm not saying send a letter. I'm not saying go visit them. But this is what she put up after everything Marlena said on PG's channel.
We don't know what's going on, but there was an accident or something down there on Beach Creek, right below our property.
There's an accident or something down there below on our property, she said. Well, what? You're not roadkill. You think somebody hit you? What the hell? You a raccoon now? What, you a possum?
Why didn't she want to get closer and find out what was going on? I mean,
she even mentioned the helicopter. And we remember back in June of 2021 when her and Dawn were complaining about the helicopters. That upset them. What is she afraid of? What does she think they're out there for?
Yeah. I thought they were inspecting the power lines. I thought that was that company that was working on the electricity through that area.
Well, I would think so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe somebody had a fender bender. I bet she's out there with her camera. She's getting scared. You can tell.
We got a helicopter trying to land. We ain't got no place to land.
Yeah, she's definitely nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know, it's somebody else.
Okay. Like Jinbug said. So she's out there looking, but couldn't go search for her daughter.
Right.
Why? She already said
she was searching. She was searching that afternoon. According to her, she was looking, driving up and down all the hollers till the dead end, and then turn around. Trying to find her out there wandering around. I mean, she did search a couple hours, according to her.
And according to her, she also was taking a walk and came back, and in 2 minutes, Summer was gone, and she went out the basement door and she looked down to her right where Summer sits and plays with her toys by herself,
Yeah.
yelled, "Summer, Summer, Summer," and then just knew she was gone. And then she told her mom, and her mom threw her hands up, Grandis Amandus, threw her hands up and just said, "Not again." And then from there,
I mean, that area down there wasn't all that big. I mean, as soon as you went down the steps, I mean, you could see if she was in that area, you wouldn't have to yell for her down there. I mean, you could have looked around a corner and she'd been right there. It's not that big of an area down there. That doesn't make sense. You're not yelling and yelling and yelling in your own house looking for your kid. You're walking around, seeing the possibilities where she might be, but you're not screaming for her. Why? She's in her house. She's supposed to be protected, right? In your own home, you're supposed to be safe.
well, and also I'm thinking, they're up on the hill, okay?
Yeah,
And so when you yell, the sound is going to carry.
sure does.
And so, I mean, especially in a holler, okay?
Yeah,
I'm not picking on anyone that lives in a holler. I'm just saying that the sound is going to carry. Everyone is going to hear you yelling, "Summer!
and they're gonna
Summer!"
and they're gonna come outside. They're gonna come outside, wonder what's going on.
Mhm.
Because you're going to alert them that something's not normal. You don't yell every day like that, whatever it was that yell for her.
But now she's outside about a week ago after Marlena has been talking to Prayer Garden. And Marlena put out that Dawn's been going by Marlena's mom's house, and Andy is saying that, and he said it himself, unless somebody hacked him, that he knows what Burger King Marlena's been out. Kat, thank you so much. She said something is not right. I can smell the timeshares villa from here in Greece on Friday. It is Kat's birthday every Friday. This is actually a story day, I'll tell you. I put up it was Kat's birthday. I think it was like on a Tuesday. She put an asterisk and she goes, on Friday, on Friday. But no, it's going to echo. But now she's outside in the woods where she said she doesn't go in the woods because of the bears and the snakes and the coyotes.
Yeah. And they're more scared of us than we are of them, supposedly.
Exactly. And then she goes to Pigeon Forge and she goes to Gatlinburg where bears are they're very populated.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, I'm good. I just woke up and seen all these down here below our hill.
And a couple days later, the rain woke her up. So she's outside showing, if you go to the beginning of the show, she's outside showing their messy ass lawn. Messy. And she's showing it. Oh, the rain woke me up, so I just thought I'd come out and talk to you guys. She wants feedback from what Marlena said.
Yeah.
Well, allegedly there was a helicopter over here trying to land, but I don't know if he found any place. I guess they went down the road a little further to land in a bigger field. But there's a car. If you can see them guys, there's a car on the other side of that white one that's off in the ditch. I think they're pulling it out now. Angel, I'm not sure. Somebody went off in the ditch. Hey, Nikita. I'm only going to be on here for a few minutes, guys. I got to get ready to go to work, so.
Sure you do.
Just thought I'd show this all to you for a minute.
Sure you do, girlfriend.
I doubt if it's the only car that's ever
Just a
went
quick
off in a
little
ditch
video.
out there. I mean, it's not anything really.
Fire truck leaving out now. Sorry it's so shaky. It's cold out here. My hand is frozen. I'm at home, Vicky. Grasshopper, I'm not sure why they needed that helicopter, but it circled around here for a minute over top of our property, and then it went down the road further on Beach Creek and landed. So I'm not sure. But thanks for everyone coming on and just hanging out for a minute. I'm gonna get off here and go to work. Love to everyone.
Woohoo! What to do? So she's complaining about how she's cold out there, but she hasn't done one damn thing to find summer. You think it hasn't been cold out there for summer in the last over 3.5 years? And she's scared about the helicopter. Her and Dawn complained about the helicopters were keeping them awake. But then the rain woke her up. And then she said, "Oh, I'm just getting ready to go to work." And this, that got her startled. No, 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 no. Make it make sense, Jay.
I mean, was it a medical helicopter that came from a hospital there, thinking they were going to have to transport accident victim and get them there because they live a little ways out there in the first place? So was it called to come out there to assist the wreck?
Candace wouldn't give a shit. She's only paranoid because she's afraid they're flying over her house looking for something.
Oh, that probably wasn't even happening.
I could hear a helicopter, definitely. I think she shit a brick when she heard the sirens out there after what Marlena said.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I need your solemn vow. Are you ready? Jay, you're going to help me with this.
All right.
Tomorrow, I've invited a guest on because we are going to talk about Harvey Montgomery. Her mother, who failed her epically. Okay, there's 420 people in here right now.
All right.
I need everybody on the show tomorrow because this woman who epically failed all her children is about to win $20,000. And I have invited her on. So I need your promise. Will you be here tomorrow?
What time is it again?
Same time, 9 a.m. Central Time.
Okay. I got you up where it'll give me a notification.
That's what I'm talking about. Does everyone have their notifications set? Susie said yes. Jazzy said yes. V. Oakley said say it again. V. Oakley, Walking Dead's new here, so she doesn't know. Preschool Granny, tomorrow is her birthday, so she may or may not be here. Baby Kisses said yes. Jenny said absolutely. Because if enough of us lady complain in here, she won't get that 20 grand. Because Harmony was murdered, Jameson's up for adoption, and then she has another child that she didn't do so well with either. But she's calling herself Supermom. And today she's 6th in place to win this prize. And I'm just shaking my head saying this cannot happen. BB Diamond said she's going to be here. Kelly said she's always notified. That's what I'm talking about. Set your reminders. We are live every day at 9 a.m. Jazzy said Harmony is the reason why I got into true crime. Jay, I want everyone to please give a huge round of applause for our friend Jay. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you. Because I understand that in the true crime community, there's a ton of stuff going on all the time. There's always something new going on, a trial going on, something that some people might consider like more of their interest, and that's okay. That is okay. But the fact that you show up when we talk about Little Summer Wells melts my heart. Jay, my hat's off to you. You are a wonderful, wonderful co-host today.
Thank you.
All of you that are here, I don't care what anyone says, you are the best chat, best community, and best friends on these YouTube streets. Love you lots. All right, Jay, we're out.
All right. Thanks for letting me come on.